There is a weight you've been carrying so long that you almost forgot what it felt like to walk without it. Maybe it's a habit you swore you'd break 100 times, and it's still here. Maybe it's a bank account that never seems to stretch far enough, no matter how careful you are, no matter how many prayers you've whispered over it at 2 in the morning. Maybe it's a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, a bond with someone you love that keeps circling back to the same wound, the same fight, the same silence. Maybe it's not even something you can name out loud. Maybe it's just a heaviness that sits on your chest when you wake up, before you've even opened your eyes, before the day has had a chance to disappoint you yet. You've prayed about it. You've cried about it. You've told yourself this is the year more times than you can count. And somewhere along the way, you stopped believing your own words. You started preparing yourself for disappointment instead of preparing yourself for breakthrough. You started calling it just how things are instead of calling it what it actually is. A battle you were never meant to fight alone, and a chapter that was never meant to be your whole story. I want you to hear me say this clearly, because I believe it with everything in me. Today can be the day something shifts. Not because I'm going to say a magic phrase, not because there's some formula in this video that will erase your struggle the second it's spoken, but because there is something powerful that happens when a person stops merely surviving under a weight and starts standing up and declaring out loud that they are not finished, that the story is not over, that today, right now, in this moment, they are choosing to believe that victory is still possible over their life. That's what we're doing together in the next little while. I'm not here to give you empty hype. I'm not here to tell you everything will be fixed by tonight. I'm here to walk with you through why this struggle has held on so tightly, why breakthrough is still possible no matter how long you've carried this. And then, before we're done, I'm going to speak something directly over your life. A declaration, a prayer, something I believe you need to hear today, not because you're weak, but because you have been strong for so long, and you deserve a moment where someone stands in the gap with you and says, enough. Today, we declare victory. Stay with me. What I'm about to share with you is going to reach into the exact place you've been hiding your pain, and it's going to plant something there that fear cannot uproot. Let's talk honestly for a moment about why this struggle has lasted so long. Because I don't believe you're stuck because you're not trying hard enough. I don't believe you're stuck because your faith is too small or your prayers aren't good enough. I want to release you from that lie right now, because it has probably been whispered to you more times than you can count, and it is not true. Struggles that repeat themselves, the same habit, the same financial ceiling, the same relational wound, often aren't a sign of weakness. They are often a sign that something deeper has never been directly confronted, a root that has never been named out loud, a wound that has been managed instead of healed. Most of us are never taught how to actually walk through pain. We're only taught how to survive it, how to cope with it, how to build enough walls around it that it doesn't destroy us on the outside, even while it's quietly wearing us down on the inside. So you adapt. You get good at holding it together. You get good at smiling through it, at showing up to work, at showing up for your family, at showing up to church even, while carrying something underneath that nobody around you can see. And over time, that becomes normal. The weight becomes so familiar that you start to wonder if it's just part of who you are. But here's the truth I need you to receive today. Familiarity is not the same as finality. Just because something has been part of your story for a long time does not mean it gets to be part of your story forever. Breakthrough isn't about how long you've struggled. It's not about how many times you've tried and failed before. If it were, none of us would have any hope at all, because every single person watching this, including me, has a list of things we've tried to overcome and haven't yet fully conquered. Breakthrough isn't about your track record. It's about a decision to stop agreeing with the weight and to start declaring something different over your life, even while you're still in process, even while the circumstances haven't changed yet, even while you don't have proof. There is something in Scripture that has carried me through more dark nights than I can count. The idea that faith is described as the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. That means faith was never meant to wait for proof. Faith is what you hold on to before the proof arrives. And declaring victory over your life today does not mean pretending the struggle isn't real. It means refusing to let the struggle have the final word. So if you've been waiting for permission to believe again, for things to be different, for you to be different, let this be that permission. Not because you've earned a shortcut, not because I'm promising you an easy road from here, but because your story is still being written, and today you get to pick up the pen again. Let's walk through this together. I want to show you 6 places where this weight tends to live, 6 specific ways it shows up in real life, and in each one, I want to show you that breakthrough has already been made possible for you, even in the exact place you feel most stuck.
Picture this. It's late at night, and you're lying in bed, and your mind goes straight to the habit you've been trying to break, the one nobody else fully knows about. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe it's something quieter, like doom scrolling until 2 a.m. to numb a feeling you don't want to sit with, or reaching for food or drink or a screen every single time life gets loud inside your head. You've promised yourself tomorrow will be different. You've made that promise before, and there's a shame that creeps in, a whisper that says, "You're the only one who can't seem to get free from this." You are not the only one. I think of a man in Scripture who lived among tombs, chained again and again because people around him had given up trying to help him. Chains that never held. A man everyone had written off as a lost cause. And yet, when he encountered real freedom, it wasn't because he finally tried hard enough to fix himself. It was because something greater than his chains showed up in his story. He didn't break the chains. The chains were broken for him. And afterward, he was found sitting calm, clothed and in his right mind. A completely different man, not because he earned it, but because freedom met him exactly where he was, sitting among the wreckage of everything he'd already tried. That is what breakthrough over a stronghold looks like. It is not you white-knuckling your way to freedom through sheer willpower alone, though your effort matters and your effort is not wasted. It's inviting something greater into the exact place you feel most powerless, then letting that presence do what your own strength never could finish. The habit that has embarrassed you, the pattern that has repeated itself for years, it does not get to define the rest of your story. But the real shift happens in what I'm about to share with you. Now picture the financial weight, the account balance you check with your stomach in knots, the bills that stack up faster than the paychecks, the quiet fear that whispers you'll never actually get ahead, that you'll be one emergency away from disaster for the rest of your life. Maybe you've done everything right on paper, budgeted, worked extra, cut back, and it still feels like you're running in place. There's an old story about a widow who had nothing left but a small jar of oil, facing a debt so heavy it threatened to take her own sons from her. She didn't have a windfall. She didn't have a rescue plan. All she had was an instruction to gather empty jars, as many as she could find, and to start pouring the little she had into them. And the oil didn't run out until she ran out of jars to fill. Her breakthrough didn't come from a lottery ticket. It came from being willing to act in faith with the little she had and watching it multiply beyond what made natural sense. I'm not telling you money will fall from the sky tonight. I'm telling you that scarcity does not get the final word over your life,
and that the same faithfulness that filled a widow's empty jars is not too small to meet you in your own financial fear. Provision has a way of showing up exactly at the point where you thought you had nothing left to pour. But the real shift happens in what I'm about to share with you. Now think about the relationship that keeps hurting. Maybe it's a marriage that has grown cold, full of silence where there used to be laughter. Maybe it's a parent-child relationship strained by years of miscommunication and hurt words that never got fully resolved. Maybe it's a friendship that quietly ended and you still don't fully understand why. Relational wounds cut deep because they touch the part of us that most wants to be known and loved. There's a story about two brothers torn apart by betrayal so deep that one of them was sold away by the other. Years passed, real damage was done, and when they finally stood face to face again, the brother who had every right to be bitter, every right to withhold forgiveness, chose instead to say something extraordinary. That what was meant to harm him had been used for good, to preserve life. He didn't pretend the betrayal ever happened. He didn't minimize the pain, but he refused to let the wound be the final word on the relationship. I'm not promising every broken relationship in your life will be fully restored. Some bridges take two people, and some seasons call for healthy boundaries instead of reconciliation. But I am telling you that bitterness does not have to be where your story ends, and that healing, even just healing within your own heart, is still possible, no matter how long the wound has been open. But the real shift happens in what I'm about to share with you. Think now about the emotional weight that doesn't always have a clear name, the anxiety that shows up uninvited, the depression that makes even small tasks feel enormous, the grief that never fully resolved, the exhaustion of just holding yourself together day after day. Maybe you've smiled through so many Sundays that people would be shocked to know what's actually happening inside you. There's a moment recorded where a desperate father brought his suffering son forward and cried out, "I believe, help my unbelief." Not, "I have perfect faith." Not, "I have it all figured out." Just an honest, broken cry for help in the middle of doubt. And that honesty was met with compassion, not condemnation. You don't have to have it all figured out to bring your emotional weight forward today. You don't need perfect faith. You need honesty. And I believe that honesty is met with the same compassion now as it was then. Not shame for struggling, but tenderness for a heart that has been carrying more than it was ever meant to carry alone. But the real shift happens in what I'm about to share with you. Now consider the weight of feeling stuck, like life has stalled out, like your best years are behind you, like the dream you once had for your life quietly died somewhere along the way and nobody noticed but you. Maybe you look at where you thought you'd be by now, and the gap between that picture and your reality feels almost too painful to look at directly. There's a story of a valley of dry bones, a picture of something that looked completely, hopelessly dead, no life left, no hope of restoration by any natural measure. And yet, into that valley came a question: can these bones live? And breath entered what was dead, and it stood up, alive, an army where there had only been dust. Whatever in you feels like dry bones right now, a dream, a calling, a sense of purpose, it is not too far gone to breathe again. Delay is not denial. A dormant season is not a dead one. But the real shift happens in what I'm about to share with you. And finally, think about the weight of simply feeling unseen. The quiet ache of wondering if anyone actually notices how hard you're trying, if your prayers are even being heard, if you matter as much as you sometimes doubt you do. That kind of loneliness can sit underneath every other struggle we've talked about today, making each one feel heavier and more isolating than it already is. I want you to know, before we go any further, that you being seen was never in question. The very fact that you're here, watching, still hoping, still reaching for something better. That is evidence that something inside you refuses to give up. That refusal is not accidental. It is not weakness. It is the exact seed breakthrough grows from. Before we move into the part of this video I believe you truly need, I want to pause here for just a moment. If anything I've said so far has touched something real in you, if you're sitting there right now feeling like this is speaking directly to your situation, I want to ask you for something small. If you're ready for breakthrough today, go ahead and like this video. Not because it helps me, although it does, but because that small action can be a declaration in itself, a way of saying, I'm not staying where I am. And if you're believing for change today, if there's a specific weight you want to see lifted, a specific area of your life you're standing in faith for, I want you to comment one word below: freedom or breakthrough, whichever one feels true for you right now. I'm not asking so this video performs better. I'm asking because there's something powerful about putting your faith into words, about declaring it where others can stand with you, about not carrying this silently anymore. Take 5 seconds. Do it now if you feel led to. Then let's keep going, because what's coming next is the part of this video I've been building toward the whole time. I want you to take a breath right now, wherever you are. In your car, in your kitchen, lying in bed with your phone propped up, sitting in a quiet room you retreated to just to have 5 minutes alone. I want you to be fully present for what I'm about to say, because I believe this moment matters. I'm not going to tell you I know exactly what God is going to do in your life. I don't know the timeline of your breakthrough. I don't know the exact shape it will take. Nobody standing in front of a camera can promise you that, and anyone who does is not telling you the truth. But I do know this: you were not created to spend the rest of your life carrying what you've been carrying. And today, I believe it's time to declare something different over your life. Not because the circumstances have already changed, but because faith speaks before it sees. So right now, I want to speak this over you. And if you can, I want you to speak it with me, out loud if you're able, in your heart if you're not. Today, I declare that the weight I have been carrying does not get to write the ending of my story. I declare that I am not defined by how many times I have fallen, but by the fact that I am still standing here, still reaching, still believing. I declare that the habit that has held me, the fear that has followed me, the shame that has whispered to me in the dark, none of it gets the final word over who I am or who I am becoming. I declare that provision is possible even when the numbers don't add up yet. I declare that I am not forgotten in my financial fear, and that what feels scarce today does not determine what tomorrow holds. I declare healing over the relationships that have wounded me. I release the bitterness I've been holding, not because the pain wasn't real, but because I refuse to let it live in me any longer than it already has. I choose freedom over resentment, even if that freedom starts with just my own heart today. I declare that my mind and my emotions are not too much, and my struggle is not something to hide. I bring my anxiety, my exhaustion, my grief, my doubt into the light, and I declare that honesty is met here with compassion, not condemnation. I declare that the dreams I thought were dead are not beyond restoration. What feels like dry bones in me can still breathe again. Delay is not denial. And I declare that I am seen. My prayers are not disappearing into silence. My effort has not gone unnoticed. The fact that I am still here, still hoping, still fighting for something better, that itself is proof that something in me refuses to quit. And I believe that refusal was placed there for a reason. Today, I declare victory over my life. Not because everything is already fixed, but because I am choosing right now to stop agreeing with what has been holding me down and to start agreeing with the hope that has been waiting for me to reach for it. Let me pray over you now. God, I thank you for this person watching, listening, believing. I thank you for their honesty, for their willingness to bring their real struggles into this moment instead of hiding them. I ask that you would meet them exactly where they are, not where they wish they were, not where they think they should be, but exactly where they are right now, in every weight they've been carrying. Where there is addiction or habit that feels unbreakable, I ask for freedom to take root. Where there is financial fear, I ask for peace that doesn't depend on the bank balance and provision that meets real need. Where there is relational pain, I ask for healing, for the courage to forgive, and for wisdom in what restoration should look like. Where there is anxiety, depression, or grief, I ask for comfort that reaches into the quiet places nobody else sees. Where dreams have gone dormant, I ask for fresh breath, fresh hope, fresh reason to believe again. And where this person has felt unseen, I ask that they would know, without a doubt, that they are known, they are valued, and they are not walking through any of this alone. I release every ounce of shame that has attached itself to their story, and I speak strength over their next step forward. Not a perfect step, not a step with all the answers, just the next one. Today, this is a day of victory, not the ending of every struggle, but the beginning of a new fight, one carried with hope instead of despair, with faith instead of fear, with the confidence that this weight does not get to have the final say. Amen. Take a moment. However that landed on you, let it settle. You don't have to feel a certain way for it to be real. Sometimes breakthrough starts quiet, almost unnoticeable, like a seed before it ever breaks the surface of the soil. Trust that something has shifted today, even if you can't fully see it yet.
Thank you for staying with me through all of this. I know your time is valuable, and the fact that you chose to spend these last several minutes here, being honest about what you're carrying and opening your heart to something greater, means more than you probably realize. If this reached you today, if something in this video named a struggle you've been carrying quietly, and you feel even a small shift toward hope, I'd love for you to subscribe. Not for the sake of a number, but because there is more encouragement like this coming, and I believe this is a community worth being part of, one where nobody has to carry these weights in silence. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video. And if you're declaring this over your life today, if you're choosing hope over the weight you've been carrying, comment Amen or free below. Let it be a marker, a moment you can look back on and remember, this was the day I chose to believe again. I can't promise you exactly what tomorrow holds, and I won't pretend to know the specific shape your breakthrough will take. But I do believe this: you are not walking through this alone. And the fact that you're still here, still reaching, still hoping, is not a small thing. It's everything. Wherever you are in your journey today, carry this with you. The weight you brought into this video does not have to be the weight you carry out of it. Something has been declared. Something has shifted, and whatever comes next, you get to meet it with hope instead of despair. Until next time, walk in that freedom, walk in that peace, and go declare victory over your life today.